The EU-Vietnam Business Network (EVBN) was established in late 2013. This organization plays a role of supporting European businesses, especially small and medium-sized enterprises, coming to Vietnam to invest and do business. At the same time, the organization also has strategies to connect Vietnamese businesses to European markets. In order for EVBN to really make a great strides, in 2017, this organization created the project Eurosphere. The current managing director of the project Eurosphere is Ms. Mate Penas, a Spanish. Mate Penas served as the project coordinator for many non-government organizations in Southeast Asia, such as Interadopt and ADECOP. In 10 years of living and working in Vietnam, she used to be the manager at the Family Medical Practice, one of the first international clinics in Vietnam. She also has experience as event media manager at the Center Medical International Hospital. In her new role as managing director of the project Eurosphere, Ms. Mate Penas and her colleagues worked together to extend cooperation between Vietnamese and European businesses through the organization of exhibitions of European style in Vietnam.
Hello and welcome to Sharing Vietnam on VTC 10 NetViet channel, and on today's show we will have a conversation with Ms. Mate Penas, the director of Eurosphere project, and now let's talk to her. Hi Ms. Mate Penas, and thank you for being here joining on the show with us today.
Yeah, hello, I'm Mate Penas and I'm really happy to be here today too.
I heard that you have been in Vietnam for 10 years, so please share more with us about how your life is in Vietnam.
Yes, I arrived in Vietnam like 10 years ago with my family just by chance, and we were so attracted to the country that we decided to stay. And since then I have been working for profit organizations, always taking care of projects in Vietnam. Before I was working with a Spanish organization, non-profit organization, and since maybe like 1 year ago, I started to work with EVBN in a project also for the business development between Europe and Vietnam.
And what is your favorite things in Vietnam? What made you feel most impressed?
When I arrived in Vietnam, what really impressed me and what I liked the most, it was to see the energy, the dynamism of the Vietnamese people here, and the hard-working people, and the way they do that and conciliate also this kind of enjoying life at the same time. So they are like and at the same time just enjoy life also, like having a cafe in the street or a pho on the sidewalk. To conciliate both things is very impressive, and I love that. I really think it's great. Yeah, that's what really makes me happy being here.
What are the goals and the objectives of Eurosphere project in Vietnam?
I think the objectives of Eurosphere is to connect Europe and Vietnam. I think to be able to be hand in hand, to evolve into something together in connection in order to evolve together into something better. I think it's a great opportunity for European markets and for European businesses and entrepreneurs to come to Vietnam to meet their clients and their consumers. I think we sharing the way of living, sharing the products that we have, and trying to find the right consumers here in Vietnam is something that brings us together to develop ourselves into a better economic in Europe and in Vietnam.
And how does this project affect the Vietnamese market as well as the Vietnamese businesses when participating in this project?
We try in Eurosphere to develop both sides. It's not only one way. It doesn't work like this. There's no one-side deal. when we come here to try to exchange our know-how, we are also trying to exchange the know-how from the Vietnamese and also the market, the Vietnamese market. So this is something that is going to evolve in a development, economic development, social development. It will bring an economic growth and a social improvement also.
How do you evaluate the Vietnamese market and the development of Vietnamese economy in recent years?
Well, it is incredible to see the growth and the development of the economy in Vietnam. Such incredible growth since the past 10 years. I think that in terms of economy, education, social improvement, it has been such a great change for the last 10 years, and it's always, it's still going on. And the most attractive and the most exciting thing is that it's going to be like this for the next 10 years, and to be part of this is really great, because we are going to see the evolution, and also the way that Vietnam is going to be one of the countries, one of the leader countries in Asia, not in Southeast Asia, but really in Asia.
Over the past 3 years, in addition to EVBN, the project Eurosphere has also been supported by embassies and chambers of European Union member states and its partners working in the ASEAN region. The project Eurosphere received attention not only from European businesses but also from Vietnamese businesses.
Vừa qua, bên công ty chúng tôi có tham dự cái Eurosphere, thì thực ra chúng tôi chỉ tham dự dưới 3 công ty, 3 nhãn hiệu. Nhãn hiệu của chúng tôi là Boconcept, Caligaris và Ligoze. Phải nói là cái kết quả rất là tốt. Chúng tôi rất là bất ngờ bởi vì nhận được nhiều cái sự quan tâm và tham quan của các khách hàng, đối tác trong nước lẫn của ngoài nước. Ngay sau đó chúng tôi đã ký kết hợp đồng và liên kết liên doanh và chúng tôi phân phối cho sản phẩm nệm đó tại Việt Nam.
This project on the one hand paved the way for European businesses to explore and develop trade in the Vietnamese market. On the other hand, the project of connecting European enterprises has developed in Vietnam for a long time, with Vietnamese enterprises wishing to expand the market to Europe into a tight network and facilitate the development for each other.
Of course, the Vietnamese market is challenging because the way to do business in Vietnam is quite different from the way to do business in Europe. But I believe today, with the added value of a European company, they can definitely take a nice place on the Vietnamese market, because what they are proposing is unrivaled compared to what maybe are proposing some Asian competitors or even American competitors. You know, sectors like healthcare, pharmacy, lifestyle in general, food and beverage, construction, all these are very strong advantages for European companies, because there is a strong know-how and a strong history about quality, sustainability, and overall added value.
What are the advantages of Vietnamese market that European businesses can invest in, and vice versa? And could Vietnamese businesses can participate in the new market when joining this project?
We both participate into the project of Eurosphere by bringing European enterprises and companies into Vietnam to see how the country is like and to discover what they can do. Also, there is a knowledge from the Vietnamese market and the Vietnamese enterprises that want to deal with the Europeans. So this is a development that they do together. It's really when we try to get involved into the business development between Europe and Vietnam through Eurosphere, through the exhibition. We always thinking about how we can develop together. There is always, as I said before, there is not a one-side deal capable of doing. And I think right now, Vietnamese are really trying to get into a quality of life that they are demanding on things and products from Europe, and it goes together with their development too. So Eurosphere tries to connect all this together in order to bring together Europe and Vietnam, finally develop for both of them in terms of economy, in social improvement, in education, in new cultures. So it's improvement for both of them.
And could you please share with us about achievements of the Eurosphere project so far?
Well, the achievements since the beginning of Eurosphere, what we tried to do, and I think it was the concept of Eurosphere, it was that to bring the art of living of Europe into Vietnam and to try to show what are the things that Vietnamese were looking for, because things that are coming from the European market and the European culture. So since the beginning, we have been developing this curiosity and this interest in the European art of living. We are having really feedback from consumers and enterprises, also Vietnamese enterprises, of the interest to work together with the European entrepreneurs, and this way also Vietnam gets introduced into the European market. Since a few years ago, this curiosity about other things and other cultures and other ways of life to introduce into their lives too.
And does Eurosphere 2019 have any orientation or anything special for the domestic business, or as well as the foreign business in Vietnamese market?
This year, 2019, we are trying to focus a little bit more on other sectors that are of interest for the Vietnamese market. And also we are trying to focus a little bit more, and not a little bit more, but much more into the public. We would like to have more attendance from the public. We would like to have more consumers coming to the exhibition. We would like to have the public coming to Eurosphere in order to know directly from the companies and the businesses coming from Europe to Vietnam and exchange directly among them. This is very important because consumers have to see directly from the source and communicate with the people that come directly from Europe and are showing their know-how and their art of living, which is the concept of Eurosphere. Something that we would like to introduce this year in Eurosphere, and that is interesting to highlight for 2019 Eurosphere.
And I am curious about the biggest difference between this year's edition if compared to the previous year's edition.
So I think in 2019, Eurosphere is much more well known among the Vietnamese market, the Vietnamese distributed, and the Vietnamese who are looking for to work in and with Europe. So since the first edition, the communication had been very strong, and this is the third edition, so it's much more well known, and I think we will have more visits at this year edition, especially because we have also a better location, because we are going to exhibit Eurosphere in downtown in a hotel, in an Intercontinental Hotel, and this will bring many more people into the exhibition.
So we had a great talk, and once again I want to say thanks for being here with us today.
Well, I'm really, really grateful to be here, and I'm really thank you all for having me here and try to exchange and share with you what is going to be Eurosphere 2019.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is also the end of Sharing Vietnam today. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and see you next time.